Alright guys, let's get the Holyton HT50 up for the flight review. Now if you missed the table review unboxing video, I'll put a card up here to link back to that video. You can see everything that comes with this drone, and we'll see a couple videos prior to this one on my channel. So let's get up and fly it and see how it works. So this drone is only around $105 on Amazon right now if you use the $60 clippable code on the website. And then I have an exclusive, I believe it was 20% coupon that I'll include down in the video description. You can add to that on top of it. So they are stackable coupons. I'll bring it down to around 105 bucks. For a little brushless GPS drone, if it flies decent, that's a pretty good price. Now, this drone will turn itself off if you don't get it up in the air too long after powered up. So we gotta be kind of quick to get this thing powered up, connected to the Wi-Fi, and do the compass calibration and all that. Now the app that you're using, the HT drone app, it will bring you into a compass calibration and a level calibration when you first start up the app every time. But you can do it manually, the compass calibration, by long pressing on the compass or headless mode button, and then the gyro calibration both sticks down and to the left. We'll do that manually as well. I've had a few instances where I've not been able to get the calibration to work in the app, so we'll have to just try that out. And I'll show you when I get in there. Whenever it comes up and tells you to do the compass calibration, it tells you to rotate. It's going to show the drone going, I believe it's showing it going counterclockwise, but I couldn't get to work unless I went clockwise. So go the opposite direction that the animation shows if you're using the compass calibration from within the app. If you're using it just using the button, then you also want to make sure that you are going clockwise. Now in the table review, I didn't mention there is an antenna which I want to extend on the back of the controller here, so we want to make sure we put this antenna up. I'm pretty sure there is a wire in here that will help your range a little bit. I didn't show you that in the table review. And the thing they didn't mention on the box for this drone was it has some intelligent flight modes that are pretty cool for a budget GPS drone. I've never seen these offered aside from your typical circle me mode, waypoints, and follow me mode, which are standard on GPS drones. Let me put my glasses back up there. I hope they didn't get in the way. And this has some of those intelligent modes that you typically would see on a DJI, an Autel, or a FIMI. It has a rocket mode, which will go straight up in the air, so we want to make sure we aim that camera, which we can do, aim down towards the ground. It has a DRONIE, which you will go up and away, so you kind of want to aim the camera at you as you do that. Now keep in mind this is not stabilized, so it's not going to be perfect. And it has a HELIX. It will go in a circle and then gain altitude. So it kind of goes like a spiral or a tornado. I don't know how you want to say it. It's going to go up in altitude as it spirals around. Those modes, I have tested this, and you'll see the HELIX and the rocket work pretty good. The DRONIE gains too much altitude and doesn't go far enough back, so you really have to aim the camera down a lot. It didn't work so well. So I'll show you all that when we get to it. So let's get it up in the air, take it out, see how the camera looks, and then we'll bring it back for a turn to home, see how accurate that is. Then we want to test those intelligent flight modes first. So let's go ahead and power on the drone. So we're going to do a long and then a short and then a long press. And we hear the ESCs fire up. And we're going to go ahead and just turn on the controller by pressing the power button. And it's going to be searching for GPS satellites right now, but we need to connect to the Wi-Fi. Now I'm not going to do a screen recording of the app today. I usually will screen record the app so you guys can see what the app's showing me. I will show you some screenshots that I took. The reason why it's pretty warm today, and if I do a screen recording, have the app running and a screen recording going, my phone on these Pixel 7s get very hot. It's going to get too hot doing all that, and it's going to shut the phone down in the middle of everything, and I'll lose the entire video. I'll lose my screen recording, and it'll ruin the review. So when it's warm out, you need to keep that in mind on some of these phones, because the screen brightness is all the way up as well. And all that together makes the phone very, very warm. So we're going to go into the settings, and when we get in there, I'm going to look for the Holyton drone. It should come up here in the list in just a moment. So I'm waiting for it as it's searching, and it'll Holyton 10005F. It says yours may have a slightly different name. And on Android, you may have to wait a moment. I've already done this for it to tell you that that device does not have an internet connection. Do you want to stay connected, yes or no? You want to say yes. If you don't do that, it's going to drop off and try to go back to your home internet or whatever it can get to, and you're never going to connect to the drone. So now that we're connected, we're going to go to that app, the HT Drone app, and then we want to go to connect the drone. Again, I'll show you some screenshots of some of the stuff. So now it wants to do the calibration. So we're going to press calibrate, and now it shows the drone going, I think it shows it going clockwise. So whenever I said, let's go ahead and try, the controller will beep, but I know we want to go, I think we want to go counterclockwise. So maybe I told you wrong. Well, let's try this way. There we go. So it was right. And then do it again, and now we got 2 beeps. So maybe I was reversed on that, but it seems like the other day I had to go the opposite direction of the of what it shows on the screen, and now it's to calibrate level, and it says it's completed. And now we should be able to click confirm. All right, now if you get into the screen, if you press the little gear icon, you can see here, I put a screenshot. You want to turn off beginner's mode if you're experienced like myself. If you are a beginner, then leave that on. That's going to cap your distance. I've got it turned off so you can see the meters go all the way up for flight, height, and distance. And then I put it on Imperial because I'm a little more familiar, but if you're like Marcus over at Idaho Quadcopter, and then you want to leave it on metric because he loves getting those comments from people that are upset that he has it set on metric. So Marcus, if you're watching this and you catch this portion, you might get a little laugh out of that. And you can click confirm or cancel when you go out of it. You want to click confirm as you exit that if you make any changes, so it uploads it to the flight controller. Now you have options to switch between camera and video. I'm going to switch it to the camera, but if you press up here, we can press a recording button, and now we are recording video to the internal SD card. Let's go ahead and do an auto takeoff using, let's go ahead and use the controller. One press starts the props, and the second press go ahead and launches it. Now from my experience flying this the other day, this drone doesn't hold position great, and it's quite windy. The wind's at my back right now. So keep in mind that it's going to drift some, especially whenever you brake hard. So this is the first rate. If I go to the second rate here by pressing down on the right controller, pressing in on it, the yaw doesn't change. So the only difference is it's going to be faster. So you hear 1 beat for low rate, and that's lowest rate. And 2 is either a little more aggressive on the pitch there, is the highest rate. I'm going to leave it in the highest rate because there is a decent little breeze today. So let's take it up a little bit here. And it's holding, it's wobbling a little. Again, at this price point, you can't expect a DJI type position hold. And the wind's gonna, see, it's drifting a bit. Now we can do our camera down. And hopefully, if I'm doing the right one, it says that's down. Let's try this one and see what it does. Well, you know what? They got the, they have the camera buttons are reversed. This says up, and if I do up, it comes down. So, there we caught something. The other day when I was doing it, I was just bumping them. The camera down button, and it looks like, you know what, and it could be the way you're looking at it, because if you flip the controller this way, then it is up. So keep in mind, it's the way you look at it. If I flip it this way, it looks like that says down. But that actually is up. It's just a matter of which way you look at it. So it's not wrong. It's just a matter of perspective. So I was getting a little ahead of myself. All right, let's fly it out here. You can see there's some, not really jello wobble. You know, that's dampened some by the gimbal dampeners. Or it's not really a gimbal, the camera dampeners. But it's shaking because there's no gimbal to stabilize the footage. So let's just take it up, and we're just going to fly out a ways. The little bit I flew the other day out from my house and was testing it, seemed pretty decent on the Wi-Fi reception. It is connected to your 5G. So 5G is going to have a better quality, but it is going to have a little bit less range. than 2.4. So it's getting a little bit more, I'm gonna cut choppy, just a small freeze up. So let's stop right there. And let's go ahead and return home because I do have frozen video now. And we are out 500 feet. Excuse me, I got a bit of a dust blowing into my mouth here. Let's see, comes back here. I can hear it. And let's hope that we've got video feed still live. Sometimes when these drones will break up on the video feed, you will lose. They're not always good at reestablishing. Here it comes. I'm not sure if I've gotten any. I'm kind of thinking I don't have video, but we'll see. I'm going to step into the shade here. Here he is. If it does, we'll have to try to reestablish that before we take off. It's looking to me like I don't have any video feeds. So, you know, it's not like I'm, oh my gosh, you know, this stuff does happen. It's not excusable, but it does happen. But the return home, that's pretty good. That is about where you'd want it. And now let's see if it detects the ground and shuts off, and it does. Now I'm going to press the video button again because the app acted up. I want to make sure I got video. If we don't, I'm going to start recording again because when these apps mess up and it wants me to calibrate, I'm going to see if I can skip this. You can skip and see if we reestablish our video feed, and we haven't. So let me power off the drone and we'll reestablish it. This is what can happen when you lose the Wi-Fi connection, is the drone might drop off and you lose your connection. So I'll be right back, guys. Guys, what happened is, since I'm flying in my backyard, as I got out of the range, the Wi-Fi signal obviously got weak. The drone, it dropped off, and my phone lost the Wi-Fi. So what it did is it hopped back on my home Wi-Fi. If I turn on airplane mode, it won't matter. My Wi-Fi still has to be enabled, and it's still going to want to jump. So if you're away from your house, if I had flown this somewhere else, away from home, then it wouldn't have been able to jump to a Wi-Fi it knew, and it would have probably reestablished the connection. So keep that in mind. If you fly from home, you lose your connection, it's probably going to want to jump to your home Wi-Fi. So that's what happened. So if there was no video there, I don't know. I'll let you know if there was or not. It's because it's possible the app sort of froze up. It didn't freeze up, but the record button quit recording. So it's possible that we didn't actually get that video. So hopefully now, I did stop it with the controller. So if we lost it, I'm going to start recording it again. But when we do test those intelligent flight modes, those modes auto record. At least the Rocket, HELIX, and DRONIE do. I don't know if Spiral, typical circle me and follow me, if they auto record, because that's typically a feature that doesn't auto record. But unlike DJI, those intelligent modes I just mentioned, those other three do, and that's what they do on the Holyton. Let's go ahead and start recording and get video again. Now let's do the unlock, and then go ahead and press it again, slide it. There we go. Now I know we're recording video. At least I hope we are. Hope I don't end up with a bunch of video that's getting messed up. Again, these Wi-Fi apps are notorious for that. They will stop recording when something goes wrong, and then you end up with chopped up clips, and you think you're starting and you're stopping and you're stopping when you're starting. So keep that in mind. So hopefully we've got some video here. It seems to think that we do. And this records at 2.7K, sort of similar to 1440p, a little in the middle, not 4K, but higher than 1080p, at 25 FPS. So similar, about 1 frame per second faster than what you'd see in your typical movie theater movies. So not bad, but I'd rather see 30. Got a bird that's certainly very interested. Okay, our battery looks like it's down to, it's only 84%, that's fine. But when you check these things here, obviously the drone has a good GPS lock. Usually it won't let you take off or to warn you. I didn't really check that too much whenever we took off. All right, so what we want to do now, let's test some of those intelligent flight modes. So what I want to do first is I'm going to actually stop recording video, because it's going to auto record these. And I want to make sure that we didn't actually lose any video. Let's take it up and just look around real quick while I'm recording video, just to make sure that you guys can see. As you see, it's a bit rocky. Now, you know, it's tilting and rocking around. If you were to look at my previous video on the channel, I show how you can use editing software like DaVinci Resolve to eliminate some of that using electronic image stabilization, but it's actually with software. So it's not EIS like you have on board of a drone. It's software image stabilization. So you can improve your video a little bit with that, but on a video like we just saw there, it's going to struggle. It's not going to be able to fix that all the way. It can make it a little better. So let's go ahead and stop recording video. And let's go ahead and off to the side of the screen there, and I put a screenshot up if I remember. It shows those three little boxes and like another circle or something off to the left here. You're going to press that and this will pop out. I can get it to. And there we have the different features. So the first one we're going to try on the right column at the very top is waypoints. Let's go down. We're going to do HELIX first, and then we'll do rocket and DRONIE. And then if we have enough battery, we'll try the follow me and circling mode, which are more standard modes. So let's go ahead and let's aim the camera down a little bit. There we go. And let's try that circle me mode. And let's see, it's going to take off here. You see it's going to fly back. And now it's going to start going, and it is recording video on the app. So it will record that. Now, it's going to get up really high. It goes up like 130 feet or something like that. And when it gets up to the height, it's not going to return back. The DJIs, the FIMIs, they will fly back to the beginning spot where it first took off. This drone doesn't have that smart of ability. You can see it gets really high. We are up 120 some odd feet, and now it stopped. So now you got to bring it down. Now it did stop recording video, so just hold your throttle down. It's going to take it a bit as it doesn't descend super fast. So it would be nice if it returned to the starting or home point, but it doesn't. All right, let's go ahead and try the next mode. I'm going to try the rocket mode, and for rocket mode, I'm going to try to bring it up overhead. And we want to aim the camera down, otherwise it's going to be kind of pointless. So let's aim it all the way down, and I'm going to fly it overhead, and it's just going to shoot up in the air. So let's go ahead and see, it keeps wanting to move back because it's sort of like braking. There is a really stiff wind, so if you hear a lot of wind mic noise, that's why. Come on, I want it over here. And let's go ahead. Look, it just keeps wanting to fly back, and part of that is this wind is really messing with this drone. Come on. Now, let's do the rocket mode now. And there it goes, but you can't see me because it is behind me now. And the camera does not aim all the way down, but it worked. Now I didn't have it quite all the way down, so there it is right there, right up overhead. So all right, and let's go over and try the DRONIE. Again, rocket works fine, but on a windy day like today, it's going to be more of a problem. So let's park it right up here. Let's bring it up some on me, and you can see some wobbles there. And let's go ahead and go into it, DRONIE, and go. This one I thought worked the least well. You can see it rising up. I'm right over here. It's not so bad compared to a few days ago. I thought it really raised up vertically way too much. That isn't so bad today. I don't know why it'd be different, but it really was raising up at like, I don't know, it was going up at 50 degrees or more. And today it seemed like that wasn't so bad. Let's bring it down here. All right, those actually worked fine. Let's go back to there. Let's just try the circling mode. So let's see how that works. I've not had a chance to test this one. Let's get it out here a ways. And let's see it. And that's not, is that gonna go? Well, you know what? Let's see. Let's see. I have to start it over here. Let's see if I'm able to fly around. Please. Okay. There we go. Let me try it. I think I may have figured it out. It says I was too low. There's a little icon that pops up over here. It's very hard to see. I'm able to fly around. Please raise. Well, I am high. Let's try it again. Now let's try it. Now we can go. Let's start recording. All right, there it was, guys. So there's a little bitty icon that pops up, and it looks like a little rocket icon. You press that, and that started. So it works. In the glare, it's so hard to see the screen right now. But the other modes obviously don't do that. Yeah, that's working pretty good. Recording some video there. I started pressing it right after it started to take off. It's going to keep going, so let's see if the stick input stop it. Looks like it's still going, so let's see if there's anything it says to stop it here. I don't know. I'm going to stop recording the video, and let's see if I can do an auto takeoff here in the app, and it looks like it's going to work. All right. All right, let's go ahead back in. Let's just try the follow me mode. This should, I'm going to turn it around here and back it up. Let's see if it, I don't know if it's looking at me or not. I can't see me very well there. Let's go ahead and confirm. And let's see if it tries to follow me. There's not a lot of room here, so it does look like it is moving. Yeah, that's actually not bad. Just make sure you get back a ways when you do this, so the drone has adequate room to just distinguish the GPS coordinates. Yeah, it works pretty good. All right, that works fine. So honestly, all the intelligent flight modes, now let's make sure we can cancel this as well. Wait, here's a little walking person. All right, there we go. Okay, it's low voltage, so it's gonna wanna fly back, but that's what you wanna do. Let's hope it flies back over there and doesn't take off. So there's a little blue circle, and I could not see that in the glare. It's just gonna land here. I think it thinks it needs to land here. But that's what you press to cancel it. So everything works perfect. I was wrong about the circling mode. So it does work just fine. As soon as it lands, it wants to compass calibrate. I don't recall it doing it the first time, but we did it again. All right, guys. Well, you know what? I complained a lot there because of the glare. I tell you, the sun this time of the year, it is so hard to see the screen, and I could not see that faint blue circle for circling mode. So I don't know what I edited out of this video. I'll try to piecemeal it together and chop it up to where it doesn't look so stupid. But if I'm rambling on about the circling mode not wanting to work right, it's because I couldn't see the circle. All right, guys, that wraps up the review for the little Holyton HT50. I think overall, once I got used to it, it worked pretty good. It's not perfect. The Wi-Fi will tend to drop out if you go over a few hundred feet. The app can freeze up and then not want to go back and stuff like that. And it does want to, a little goofy about landing out here a few times and wanting to force you to compass calibrate. But all the intelligent and our smart features work well. Doesn't hold position great, but again, for $100, you can't complain. And this is 241 grams, so you don't have to worry about FAA registration, remote ID in the US, anything of that intrusive stuff that almost all of us hate. All right, guys, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. While you're at it, click that bell that way you're notified every time I do upload a new video. And as always, guys, have a wonderful day.
The power of the dark side.